So today we are going to cover a topic about family economy. We can say in a simple term is family income. Whose responsibility is it? Family income, the topic is family income is the responsibility of the whole family. There's a lot of opportunities. Are we taking advantage of that? So we'll start first with defining what do we mean by economy of the family? Income of the family. What do we mean about that? And then we are going to talk about who is the family. Who are the members of the family? When we say family, what do we mean? And when we say that it's the responsibility of the whole family, underlining all, who's involved, especially when we depend on some people are working, like dad and mom are working, and we depend on that income as a backstone of as something which supports the whole family. So those children at home, the little ones, maybe the wife, if she's not working, it's just the husband working. Why are we saying that? It is the responsibility of also the wife who is not even going to work, responsibility of a child who's going to school, that we have to make them responsible for growing that income for the family. Also, when we go to the other part, that if they're entrepreneurs and there's a business in the family, then it's the whole family's responsibility. Why are we talking about even the little ones at home, the young ones? If the husband is working and it's only the wife who has entrepreneurship activities, why are we saying the husband is also responsible? That's what we're going to talk about today. And at the end of the day, we'll see the way forward. What should we do so that we can grow the income of a family? So any activities that we do that are geared towards increasing the income of the family or satisfying the needs that we have for the family, we call that the economy. We call that the income activities for the family. And what are we talking about? We talk about some needs, some primary needs that we have in a family. That is food, clothing, and shelter. Every human being needs those three things. So the income that we're talking about is going to cover these primary needs. But there's also secondary needs. I'm just giving an example, like when we need transport for the family. Even if you don't have a car, somehow we'll walk to church, or we'll walk to the bus station and take a bus, or we can use a bicycle or motorcycle. I call these secondary needs, but the needs that I mentioned, the food, clothing, and shelter, that is primary. We have to all work so that what we get at least can cater for those three main primary needs. So let's start with the main sources of income. I said the main sources of income is either some members of the family who are in the working class, they work and bring money home. And we will start with that category first. The second category will go about the business and entrepreneurship activities. So let's start with the income source that is working. People going for work in the morning. And we'll start with the dad. We'll start the father of the family, the head of household. And in this particular case, I'm referring to the father. In the morning, when the father goes to work, it is the duty of the whole family to make sure that dad's needs are well taken care of. And we don't bring a lot, it's not the court case in the morning before he leaves, because he is going to live with unstable mind. The mood will be, it won't be the right mood for him to go to work. When we all parade in the morning, the mother is saying this is finished, the soup is over there, the rice is finished. Everybody is bringing their needs in the morning, because maybe even the father also come late from work. And the children are saying, these are my torn shirts and my torn shoes, the other the dress. Now it's not even fitting me, I've grown tall. And so forth and so on. The electricity will be gone by the time you come back, Dad, in the evening. Some who are using charcoal, they're even throwing the empty bag that, please, Dad, when you come back, bring us charcoal, we don't have charcoal. So by the time that guy leaves for work, he is so disturbed, he's so stressed. Do we expect this particular father, this particular dad, to go and perform work at workplace? This dad has deadlines. He has meetings. Maybe he's traveling to another place, maybe within the city or outside the country, to go and attend meetings. So actually, while this person is in meetings, sometimes he might be thinking, oh, this rice. He said, Baba, we're not talking about rice here. We're talking about buying new generators for the company. Where is the rice coming in? Oh, I'm sorry. My mind just weighed a bit. Because he is remembering the rice bag that was shown in the morning that the rice is finished. So what are we talking about here? We are talking about a certain cow that we need to milk. And I'm giving you an example that is in our African stories that we normally give. I was brought up in a family where my dad was a pastor, and we went through different locations that were posted. And in every city and every village that we went, he bought cows for us to have enough milk for the family. He wanted to make sure that his children are well fed, balanced diet, the milk is there, the vegetables. My mom made sure that everything was grown in the garden so that we can eat. And we were many, so that had to be done. So these cows, let me go to the cows. These cows that had to give us milk, how did we treat those cows? We'll take them for grazing in the morning, but before you bring them back, I normally escorted my brothers when they took the cows and brought them back as shepherds. So we'll take them to the wells, they'll drink some water, and when we come back home, that particular cow that has to be milked is given an extra portion. We mix something, and then there's some we call them some husks from the maize. When you take it to the machine and they take the outside cover of the corn, that one we take it and mix it with a bit of salt and water, and it's a very nice mix. Give it to the cow is almost saying thank you. But while the cow is taking that mix, my mother is milking the cow. And you'll find that the output is so high. So I'm just giving that example. I'm an African lady, and my examples are coming from Africa. And what I'm saying is, if there's a cow to be milked in this family, we have to pamper it to a level that it gives us the maximum amount of milk. So what am I saying here? Is we have to make sure that when our dad is leaving from home in the morning, he's comfortable. If he has to carry a sandwich or something to eat in the afternoon, we have packed it for him. Maybe he doesn't have to bother so much about preparing his shirts and socks to match and tie. If that can be taken care of, that will be really good, if that can be organized. Because then he goes to work confidently, comfortable, relaxed. And when they do the appraisals at work, our dad will be the highest. That way he can get promotions, that way he gets trips, he's sent to board meetings, and we get enough allowances as a family, and he brings home more milk than any other father that is not taken care of. Now I'm going to mothers. You say, Mama, ladies are also working. Yes, I know. I was coming to you. But this time we put men first. So let's go and see a daily program for a lady who is working. A lady that is working in a lot of homes and has small children going to school. Obviously, this lady will wake up at 5 o'clock. Even if she has a helper at home, to just make sure that her clothes are ready, her husband's clothes, the children. even if they were ready last night, but last minute touches. And is there breakfast for them? Are there sandwiches for the kids to carry, for the husband to carry, for herself to carry? Is there food in the family that is enough for everybody when they are gone? Because there's a whole family that is remaining behind. And by the way, when I'm talking about family, I'm not just talking about the father, the mother, the nucleus family as we know it in other places as they define it. I'm talking about African families where you have an uncle's daughter and grandpa's relative that at home, that somebody died and this child has been brought to town. So it's a responsibility to all those people who are under your shelter to support the family income, because all of them belong to that family in our African setup. So what am I saying here? When the mother goes to work in the morning, he has to line up all these things that have to be ready for all these people who are in her household. By the time she gets to work, say maybe she's lucky to get to work at 8 o'clock, every file that she has to sign, every meeting that she has to attend, all deadlines, she has to do them at the same level and efficiency like his male counterparts. If there's any performance appraisals, there's no yardstick for men and for women. It's the same yardstick. All those key performance indicators, we don't have some for men, some for women. She's going to be measured at the same level, and she has to concentrate. By the time she finishes and she comes back, or if she's lucky, she'll be at home at 5 or 6 straight away. If she has an apron in the kitchen, she'll be lucky, or she grabs a kanga. She starts the evening timetable. If the husband is kind enough that at least he went ahead and started the assignments, maybe homeworks with the kids, she'll be very lucky. But sometimes, in some setups, this same lady have to make sure that grandma who is there, her medication got finished. So how is she going to get some more medication? The uniforms for the kids tomorrow, the shoes that are torn. Is there any fundi that is still open that can at least teach them? The food for tomorrow, the rice that was cooked was all burnt. The beans were burnt while the helper and the kids were watching TV. So what we eat in the evening, all that she has to sort it out. By the time she goes to sleep, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And when you're looking at that, how do we help this lady? As a family, we need to support her so that she can also excel at working place. And mind you, at working place, there's more opportunities for women, you know. There's gender balance. So if you support our mom to be efficient at workplace, it means that she can get a promotion because she's performing. They don't promote just because you're a lady. But if our lady from our home, from our homestead, is supported and she performs well, she has a better chance of promotion or being sent to meetings or sent for trips, maybe more than the male counterpart, because they are trying to balance the gender. So it's our duty as a family to support this lady so that she can excel. And in that manner, we are increasing our family income. We are growing our economy as a family together. Now let's see the other part. How does the family income grow? Where does it come from? It can be from businesses, from entrepreneurship activities in the family. And how do we go about doing that? We learn about these things at workplace. We call them strategic planning. And that we taught very well. Some of us are very good presenters. 5 years plan for the organization. Then you reduce them to 2 years. Then reduce them 1 year. 1 month. This week, what are our activities that will make us reach this particular goal? We know so well how to do it for the organizations that we work for. But how many people have sat with the family to plan together, to put 5 years strategic plan for the family, and then you reduce them to activities and goals that you have to meet within 2 years, within a year, within a week, within today, so that you train your children at home, you train each other, your family members, that we have to do our to-do list because we have this goal to reach by the end of the month or by the end of the week. Before we open the Sabbath, we sit and see, where have we reached this week? Where have we failed as a family? It's rarely done in our homes. That way, we remain behind. The economy goes down, and stress goes up, and families break. So what is the way forward? For us to improve the situation that we have in our families, we need to have some entrepreneurship activities, some businesses that can supplement the income that maybe one person or two people are bringing as they go work in other places and get paid. And I'll take this in 4 levels. The first one is to cut down costs. The second one is to have entrepreneurship activities. The other one is to grow the businesses. We shouldn't stagnate in the level that we started. And the other, we need to be investors. So let's start with cutting down costs. I'm an accountant, and I'll say that if we take the profit and loss account, there's income, there's expenses, then there is the net amount that is left. If we want to remain with something, either we increase the income or we cut down costs. So since we don't have any activities that can increase our income, and that happened a lot during COVID pandemic, we have to look at the ways of cutting down costs. And what are the regular costs that we incur every day in a family? It's utility. We have electricity, we have water bills, we have food, by the way, that has to be eaten every day. Maybe clothing, not that much, because you don't buy clothes every day. So I'll zero in onto these things that eat our money every day. And I'll start, say, with electricity. Sometimes we're very careless with electricity. We are all in the sitting room, but all the bedrooms, the fan are on and all the lights are on. And we say, no, they don't take much. But really, do we need to fan the mosquitoes in the rooms? Because there's nobody in the room. We need to switch off those places. So if we train the family that every time we are not in a certain room, switch off the electricity. And you put a target that if that is saved, we'll put our savings in a little piggy bank. We'll put a little container of an empty blue bin, whatever, any container, you put it there. You say that at the end of the month, family, we are starting to cut down costs. And if we save anything, electricity, we spend 50,000. If we spend 30,000, dad and mom or dad, whoever, will put 20,000 in that little box. If we save the water bill, because sometimes the kids enjoy, the water is warm, electricity has been used to warm it, and they go and sing and play in the bathtub, or even adults, you sing all the time, the water is just running. That is water bill going up. When they are watering outside, they just water and they are looking at the skies instead of putting water at the base of that particular container. So all that is increasing our water bills. Washing dishes, instead of putting something in the wash tub, we're just running the tap. Rinsing 1 cup, we use almost 2-3 liters of water. So if we talk as a family and plan together and say our water bill is 60,000 per month, if we save and go down to 30,000 will go in our savings box. And if whatever we're going to save as a family, we are going to have an outing. But if you continue saving like that, that money will be distributed. Each one of us will buy something on their own next month. You will see how each member of the family will be a police in that house. Even the little one who is nursing, They'll go with the mom to the room. She'll finish nursing. When they're going out, we see her pulling her little hand and trying to switch off the electricity, because that is something you've set as a whole family. So we move from level 1 of savings, even food. You put the menu. What is our menu? Monday to Monday. So that when you're going for shopping, you know exactly how many kilos of sugar, kilos of rice, kilos of whatever, how many bunch of bananas should we buy, because it's on your menu. Now, a lot of families, we don't have any menu for the family. So what makes you buy X number of kilos? Do you need it for a month or for a week? So we need to sit down and put those things together. And that can be planned as a family. Because if I put rice and beans and somebody doesn't like rice and beans, when it's cooked they don't eat and then you throw it. We need to plan together so that they see we have a certain goal that we're trying to reach, and these are the things that we need to do. And some families have tried that, by the way. There's a family which tried that, and the savings, they were taken for an outing. The kids were so happy. The next month, the coming month, everybody was so hard on any running water, anything that is, any food that is thrown. Everybody was supposed to clear up their plates. So that is what is happening is if we plan together on cutting down the costs that we have in the family. The second level is to start small activities, entrepreneurship activities. Have you even thought that your kitchen is a factory? Your kitchen is a factory. In Tanzania, we have these chapatis, pilaus, mandazis, samosa. Those things, we buy them from bakeries sometimes, but they can be made at home. And those people who come and visit us that we invite in our homes, actually, once they say, oh, we like the way your mom makes mandazis. Young people, take pictures of those mandazis before you eat them. Go to, here we have Kariako. Go to Kariako, get some packaging. Help mom to pack those things. Learn of how to make them. And the young men will tell me, mama, now you're telling us to go cook mandazis. All right, you don't want to cook mandazis. Go look for those packaging materials. Advertise. Look for the labels that your mom can put. Take a nice picture that you put that on that label. And form a certain group that you always post. Today we have this pilau, and if every hot pot you can buy it at this much. When you come for Wednesday worship, we can bring you these things. We have A, B, C. Those things don't need a whole registered business, because you are just serving your family friends, and you exchange, you buy from this one, you buy from that, and you can grow business from there. You can learn how to do small things, you can advertise, and that can increase your income. So that the income that dad and mom gets now can be saved for a certain project that you want to achieve that particular year. Are we going to settle with less? No. Once we start a small business, we need to grow them. For example, we have vehicles that are parked. Dad and mom goes to work and the vehicle is parked the whole day. But we have young people who have finished Form 4, Form 6. They're just sitting at home. We need to get them driver's license. They need to go to school, get driver's license, use the vehicles that are at home, drive them as Uber, as Bolt, and get income for the family. By the time you finish your holiday, by the time you are selected to go to A-level or something, you have already grown the family income. There's a young man that gave me a ride the other day, the Bolt. And I always ask those young people, whether it's a girl or whether it's a lady or a gent, I ask them, do you own this vehicle? And this particular gentleman said, yes, it's mine. Oh, wow, it was a nice IST, a car, a black one. I said, okay, how did you get it? He said, Mom, when I started, my grandma allowed me to use the family car so that I can help you with my friends, because I grew up in my grandma's home. I guess the dad or mom separated or whatever, but the grandma was very generous. So he said, all the time my friends will say, oh, you have a car. Can you? I said, put fuel, we go to Cocoa Beach, we go to Happy somewhere. And they used to do that. But when there's a breakdown, when they have to do major repairs or service, those friends were not there. So he told me, Ma, I found that I'm stupid. I'm using the family resources in a wrong way. I have to beg again from my uncles to give me money, or my grandma to give me money to go repair the vehicle or buy new tires. So he decided, no, I'll register it as Uber and also as Bolt. So he did business and the money was coming in. And of course, the family was again a bit jealous, the uncles and aunties. Hi, how can this young man get so much money? And they said, no, there's no way. That is a family vehicle and we have to get the income. And so he said, all right. You keep the vehicle. And he looked for somebody else who subcontracted him, worked so hard. And by the time it was a year or two or something like that, he managed to get his own vehicle. That's the vehicle I was getting a ride that day. So I said, are you going to end up here? Are you going to buy another Bolt, another vehicle so that you get another Bolt vehicle? He said, Mom, I'm really thinking seriously. I need to grow. You hear that word? I like that word. Grow. You don't settle with the minimum. You grow. And he said, this time I want to go to Beya or Iringa. I go deep down in the forest where they prepare this timber, and I can buy wholesale, by lorry, by tons, whatever, and bring it to the city. But I'm not going to bring it to Dar es Salaam. I'm going to be a wholesaler right there, but I buy it from the forest there, and then bring it there, and those people will buy from me and bring it to Dar es Salaam. That's what I'm planning to do. That is growth. And any young people listening to me, think you can grow. You can start small and you grow. Also, as families, we can start small, but we can grow those businesses. You have cooked mandazi fine for your friends, for other people. Why don't you approach a supermarket and say, we have the best formula? I know I have my sister-in-law who is preparing her granola. It's the best. She has put the label already. Now she's looking for the barcode. Afterwards, she's going to apply TBS so that she can supply that granola in supermarkets. So all the products that came from your kitchen, because the kitchen is a factory, help your mom, help your sister, help yours to pack those things, to advertise them. Take samples to these places. Make sure now they have the barcode, they have TBS, and the people are here at TAPE. We have a lot of expertise there who works in those different areas. And they can help you within a day. You can get your barcode. You can get your TBS. So of course, they'll come and check where you're preparing those things. Because now you're not just feeding your family friends, you're going to feed people who don't even know you. But you should grow. So we have started saving costs. We've started doing small businesses. The third level is growing the business. Now we are going to even bigger businesses. We can go to real estate, buy some old dilapidated homes, paint them, repair. We have expertise in Atape. We can do that. And then you end up doing like landscaping. And there's a young lady who did that some years ago. Bought a house. It was like a servant quarter, but the whole compound was left empty. So I told her, why don't I do landscaping for you? In those years, it was like 2 million Tanzanian shillings. I did her landscaping, 2 million. The house was bought at 50 million. I think somebody painted for her for another 2 million or something. I think by the time she spent painting and everything, it came to like 60 million at that time. But within 3 weeks, by the time I was ready to put a lawnmower for her, already people were approaching her to buy that house, that little house, for about 150 million. He said, hey, Mama, I'm not selling it. I'm waiting now. I think she ended up selling it at 200 million. You see somebody spend 50, almost like another 10, 60, and now she's selling that place. It's 200 million. 4 times almost the price that she bought it at. Those are the things we want in families. Sit, plan together, advertise, and you can grow. And finally, you can say as a family, we are tired. We don't want to be running with mandazis in our hands. And start investing. Buy treasury bonds. We have government treasury bonds that are sold, which are very safe. We have UTT shares that you can buy. And you can just be paid interest after every 6 months or after a year or something, which is very safe. At the end of the day, you're safe. You get your income. You can contribute to tithe. You can contribute to offering. You can buy a car. You can buy a house for your family. And that way, we have more happy families. Believe me, we can pray morning to evening. But if the family income, the family economy is dwindling, is going downhill, that family can have challenges. Peace can be something which they don't enjoy. God bless you as we think of some things that we can do. And anybody who is ready to be trained, ADRA has programs, has good programs, especially for vegetable growing in small areas. We train a lot of people in Tanzania, almost 905, and they went and trained other 5,000 people. And it's just very simple. Empty water bottles, the 15 liter, the 6 liters. You go, just cut it, put manure, put mix the sand, and it's so simple. The soil, and you just put you put it as onions that are little from the market. You have the small onions. Just push them in there. Don't let them throw them, and those will grow to great onions. You can cut and put it in your food. We have okra. I actually have an example of okra that I can show you that we have just harvested from my farm. I'll get the okra right now. And that is from, yes, that has just been brought from my garden. I think you can obviously see that. That is straight from the drinking water bottles that were to be thrown, and we grow them, and we pick them from there. There is no pesticides, insecticides. Everything is organic, and we can enjoy it. That makes us cut down our costs at home, but at the same time, we were enjoying something. I think very soon I'll start advertising them so that I can sell and get some income. So let your church call for this project for people to teach you about that. And at home, give each child a place that they can be responsible and they can do them well. It's a nice project, and it helps to grow your income. It helps to cut down your costs. God bless you, and you can always call any ADRA office and tell them we need this. And a TAPE office in every church. We have a TAPE in every level of the we have the level of the country level, we have the conference level, and we have the church level. So we have representative of ATAP in all those levels. Ask them, call them, we want this training, and they'll support you. God bless you.